Everyone in your project has full access to your AWS cloud. That means anyone can delete the resources knowingly or unknowingly. So where is the security? Don't worry, AWS is having solution for that. By using IAM, you can restrict the access, who can access what. Also, you can restrict the permissions to keep your cloud environment secure. This video, I will explain very clearly what is IAM, how it works, and how to use IAM step by step. If you really care about your cloud security, please watch this video till the end. Let us see what are the advantages of AWS IAM. For example, in your company, you are using AWS cloud for your project as a public cloud. Fine. In your project, again, multiple teams will be working. For example, development team, testing team, DevOps team, database team, and middleware team, like this. Fine. Let us assume that each team is having 50 members. If all these 50 members and all the teams are having same kind of access to your AWS cloud, what will happen? Anybody can access anything. So you cannot restrict them. If everybody is having full access, freshers and experienced people and development team and our database team, everything. But usually each team should have their priorities for the access. That means, for example, database team need access for S3. Development team need access for EC2 instances. So like this. In this case, instead of giving full access for all the teams and team members, you can restrict. You can just give only S3 access to database team. Also, you can give only EC2 access for this development team. To restrict the access like this, you have to use IAM concepts. That means, if you want to use IAM concepts, you should have a clear idea about the users. So usually there are two users. One is normal user and second is root user. Normal user is having limited access, whereas root user is having complete access. If you give root user access for everybody, you cannot control the access. Anybody can do anything, but this is not the way to control the access. This is not at all acceptable. Because in your real life project, they will not allow you to use root user. You cannot use root user. But here, in this practice sessions, we are using root user only. When you have created a AWS free tier account, whatever mail ID you have used to create that, that will become your root user now. Even in these videos and these sessions, I am using root user. But instead of giving the root access, root user for everybody in your project, you can create a normal user and you can give the access according to the requirement. That means as per the requirement, you can give the access to that normal user. For example, database team is having 50 members. You can create 50 users and you can give only S3 access to them. In development team, 50 members are there. They need only EC2 access. You can give only EC2 access to development team. In this way, you can restrict the access. Again, if you need to give any extra access to any of the senior developers or senior database engineers, also you can do. If you give admin access to normal user, that will become an administrative user again. That will be having admin privileges. So that means you can just access anything with that. But there are some differences between admin user and root user. With root user, you can access your billing account and everything. With admin user, even though your IAM user, that means normal user, is having administrative access privileges, but still you cannot access that billing account and those things. Fine. In this way, you can restrict the access to provide security for it. Hello everyone, welcome to SR Technologies. As part of AWS free course, I'm going to cover AWS IAM concepts in this video. Please subscribe my channel to get more technical videos. Also, please like this video and share with your friends so that it will reach more people who wants to learn AWS course with free of cost. Let us deep dive into AWS IAM concepts. I will cover from scratch both theoretical part and practical part. Please watch this video till the end to get a good knowledge on IAM concepts. Guys. Also, yeah. So what is IAM? IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. IAM is one of the most important services in AWS cloud. Why? Because AWS or any public cloud will give a high importance for a security. Also, clients will having a more concerns about their data security. So that is the reason AWS has introduced IAM concepts. By using IAM concept, we can provide high security for our data and our project or whatever. If you want to understand IAM concepts clearly, you should know something about authentication, authorization, users, groups, and roles, these things. Fine. First, let us talk about authentication and authorization. This I will just explain with generic example. For example, if you want to attend any interview, what we will do? You will just go to that office and you will show that interview letter or invitation, whatever you got from that HR team. You'll just show to that security. Then only he will allow you to go inside. Then once you enter inside, you will be waiting for the interview. Then once interviewer comes and you will just take the interview. Once you select in that interview, what you will do, they will just give an access card to you to enter inside the office. That is called authentication. That means whatever access card you got to enter inside your office building, that is authentication. Fine. Once you enter inside the building, you should not go wherever you want. So there will be some different areas like a cafeteria and server room or power room and other manager cabins and your team's desk. That means the area where your team will sit. Directly, you have to go and sit with your team. Wherever they have allocated that space for your team, you can go and sit there. Fine. But if you want to go inside that server room and power room or any other manager's cabin, you should have an authorization. That is called authorization. So if you observe in the offices or anywhere, you can see one signboard like unauthorized entry not allowed. So that is called authorization. This is the difference between authentication and authorization. Now let us see what is users, groups, and roles. Fine. Yes, once you join in your company, what your manager will do? Your manager will raise a request for you to create a user ID. That means user account. He will raise a request with a cloud team, cloud architect, or some DevOps engineer, cloud DevOps engineer. So what they will do, they will just create one user ID for you and they will give access. That means as soon as they create a user ID, by default, no permissions will be there for that user ID. They have to give the required permissions. Based on your manager's request, they will give the access. They will give the permissions to that user ID. Fine. Likewise, so again, tomorrow new joinee will come and join and other 5 people, 10 people. So like this, new joinees will come and join into your group. For each and everyone, they have to create a user and they have to assign that permissions. They have to give the permissions to AWS services or resources, whatever. Instead of giving permissions for everybody, each and everyone individually, what they will do, they will create one group. For example, you are from DevOps team. They will create one group for DevOps. They will give the required permissions to that group. Instead of giving to user individually, they will give the permissions to that DevOps group and they will add these user IDs to that group. That means whatever permissions are there for the DevOps group, those permissions will be applicable for all the users who are all inside that group. Fine. Now, what is role? Role means, for example, today you are working with the EC2 instance. If you want to integrate this EC2 instance with some other service like S3 or some other service which are not in AWS cloud, which are in on-premise, for that you need some special access for temporarily. So for the temporary access, we can create a role. Also guys, let us start practical session. In this practical session, I will elaborate each and every topic. What is authentication? what is authorization and what is users and groups and everything. But I'm not going to deep dive in roles now. When it comes in a future sessions, I will clearly explain and I will show you how to create a roles and how to assign the roles. Let us start IAM practical session now. Please watch this video till the end. I will show you from the scratch. Whatever topics we discussed in theory part, we will do everything practically now. Let me log into my AWS console now. Guys, I have showed you how to log in AWS console in EC2 instance and S3 video also. If you want, you can just go through that. So usually we will log in with the root user. Root user is whatever mail ID you have used at the time of your AWS free tier account creation. So that will become your root user. So in our videos and in our practice sessions also, I'm using root user. We should not use root user in our real life projects. Okay, fine. Now, yeah, this is my AWS console. Go to search bar and type IAM. Click on this IAM. Yeah, this is IAM dashboard. Guys, again and again, I'm repeating. If you want to know how to create AWS free tier account, I have made a very clear video. You can just go through that. Also, I'm giving that video link in this description. I gave that link in EC2 description and S3 video description also. Yeah, please go through it and create a AWS free tier account. And see here, users, user groups, roles, policies, everything here. So whatever we have discussed in the theory part, we will just do the practicals. Fine. Guys, let us just talk in a generic way. You are just assume that. Otherwise, I am the senior cloud engineer or cloud architect or senior DevOps cloud engineer. Fine. My manager has sent an email request to create one user for a development team. That means one new joinee comes into the development team. New developer joined today in a development team. So development team's manager raise a request with my manager to create one user. Fine. My manager sent that request to me, and after receiving that email, I'm going to create a user. See here, this select that user, click on that user. We'll get this screen, users 0. I don't have any users right now. That is the reason it's showing 0. Fine. See here, create user, username. Just give a username, dev01. That means developer 01. Fine. Now, provide user access to AWS Management Console. Provide user access to AWS Management Console. We need to give the access to log in AWS Console. Just select it. As soon as you select, you can see two options here. One is console password. That means we can just create a username. We should give the password also for that. Here, auto-generated password. If you select this option, password will be generated automatically. And see here, custom password. If you want to give your own password, your custom password, you can just select it. See here, select, and we can just give something like this on password. And you can just share this username and password with that user. That you can just reply to that mail. I can reply to my manager's email that I have created username and password. Please share this username and password with consulting. Fine. Now, better we'll just go with auto-generated password. If you go with custom password, again, you have to type in that mail ID. So all these things. So just go with auto-generated password because we'll be getting multiple requests just to simplify the process. That's it. When seeing here, user must create a new password in next sign-in recommended. What is this? If you select this option, what will happen? As soon as this user log into AWS console with this username and the auto-generated password, which I will share, it will ask him to change the password in the first login itself. So usually you might have seen that. That is the reason I just select it and click on this next. Yeah. Here there are three options: add user to group, copy permissions, attach policies directly. Now add user to group. If I want to add this, usually what will happen? We will just create one group for development team. For each team, we'll create one group, and whenever we create a usernames, user accounts to the development team, we'll just add that username to the development group, so that the whatever permissions are there for that group, those permissions will be applicable to that user also. So instead of giving that access, instead of giving the permissions for each and every user, we can give the permissions to the group. So here, I just want to show you, if I don't add into the group, I will not select any of these options. See here, click on this next. Fine. Guys, here just see here, review and create. Username dev01, that means developer 01. Permissions summary. What permissions this user is having? IAM user change password. That's it. Permissions means policies. Only this policy. I have not assigned any policy to this user. This is by default, any user will be having this password. So because I have selected that option to change his password in the first sign in, that is the reason. It's by default, it is there. Fine. Now, but he cannot, he can just log into AWS console. That's it. He cannot create any EC2 instance. He cannot even list of the EC2 instances, and he cannot create any S3 or any other service. I will show you. Just here, review and create. That's it. And see here, console password type auto-generated. We have selected that auto-generated option. That is the reason it is showing like this. Require password reset? Yes. So in the first sign in, he has to reset. Just click on this create user, which is in orange color. Yeah, creating user. User created successfully. Fine. Yes. Now I created user and password also generated. I want to share these details to my manager. Then my manager will forward this reply to this email to concern team, development team. Console sign in. See here, console sign in URL. If this user wants to log into AWS console, he can just use this one, because I have created this user from my root user. See here, from my, see, this is 42350. So this is numerical number is for my account ID. See here, this is my account ID 0986, the last 4 digits. Here also 0986. Fine. If we share this URL also, it will be easy for them to sign in directly. You can just get that screen. Fine. Instead of copying and pasting the email, I will do one thing. I will just see here, download CSV file. If you click on this download CSV file, so all these details will be downloaded in the form of CSV file. Just see here. Just open this. What is there? See, this is a user, not this one. This is old one. Yeah, the devil. Concept. Let me just whatever. One sec. So this is the one, and open. I will open here itself. So it got open. Yeah, what happened? Show in folder and whatever, it should open. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, see here, dev01. Dev01. This is the username. See, this is the password. This is the URL. Just copy this URL and let us see how to log in. I will just share this CSV file to my manager. Yeah, this is for the different one. Let me log out from my root user. sign out, and yeah, click on the sign in. No. Now, yeah, if you click on the sign in, what will happen? This account ID, you have to give this account ID. It's a bit difficult to remember this account ID. See, for example, that user wants to, dev01 user wants to log in with his credentials. He has to remember this account ID. This is a bit difficult. So that is the reason what he can do. He can just directly paste that URL here. See here, that username and everything. Just enter. Directly you will get this screen. See here, this screen. And here's root option is there. So by default, it will come because he will just use that dev01. He will use that URL. And what is the password? This is the password. To previously I have created. Yeah. This is the password. Paste this password, sign in. What happened? Your authentication for information is incorrect. dev01 and password. I might have given wrong password. Just let me on say. Yeah, I gave correct password on it. Website. Click on the sign in. Did it? And yeah, I will copy this password. Yes, we'll get this screen. See here, in the first sign in, it is asking to change the password. Just new old password. And so because we have just selected that option, then user will give his own password, custom password. Yeah, now just confirm a password change, continue to sign in. Yes, password change is successfully done. Now, recently visited, just I can log in. That dev01 user can log into AWS console. That's it. He cannot do anything because by default, a new user will not be having any permission. You can just only log in the console. If you want to, can just go to EC2. Click on this EC2. Click on this EC2. Even he cannot see that it is EC2 instances list also. See, click on this dashboard. See here, he cannot even see this. Unauthorized is not authorized to perform this action. So like this. Because we have not given any permissions. By default, new user will not be having any permission. Fine. Now, let us give a permission to see this EC2 instance. Fine. Now, let me just log in. Let me just sign out. And I will log in with my root user and I will assign some policies. Policies means permissions. See here, select this root user. And yeah, now this is my root user ID. And just give your password, sign in. For me, it will ask NF report because I have set up NF report. This is one-time password. In your case, if you set up, it will ask, otherwise it will not ask. Double line. Enter. Yeah. Now go to IAM. Yes, and also one more thing. IAM concepts are completely free to practice. You can practice a number of times. They will not charge anything. Fine. Now here, go to users. Click on this users. And yeah, this is the users which we created. Just select that user. Now have to attach the policies. Policies means permissions. That's it. Don't confuse. Here by default, one policy is there. We have seen that. Give here add permissions. Click on this. So there are two types of policies we can see here. Add permissions, that means create inline permissions. What is inline policy? Inline policy means if you want to give any special permissions, we can just create our custom policy also. Now there are two types. One is AWS managed policy. See here, AWS managed policy means, so which is generated by AWS itself. Inline means you have to create as per our requirement, that is custom policy. Now click on this add permissions. I'm not going to create any custom policy. Yeah, so I will just discuss. I will just explain about this group and attach this one after this users. Now you just attach policies directly. Select this attach policies directly. That means you can attach these permissions or policies directly to the user. See here. So these are the policies we can see here. So a lot of policies are there. Okay. AWS managed policies, all administrator. See here, administrator access. If you give administrator access, if you add this administrator access policy to this user will get administrative privileges. That means you can just, again, that user can access anything in AWS, but you should not give that administrator access. Usually you will give that administrator access for very few people. That also after getting proper approvals and with genuine justification, then only you can give for senior members and tech leads. So they will be having that also for temporary. Okay, fine. Now we'll just this dev01 user belongs to development group. Just assume that development group need only EC2 access. That is the reason I am going to attach only EC2 policy to this user. Fine. See here, if you type EC2, you can see again in EC2 there are a lot of policies are there. Amazon EC2 full access. If you give this full access, he can create EC2 instance, he can change the EC2 instance, he can change the EC2 instance name and whatever. If you want only read-only access, see here, Amazon EC2 read-only access, he can see only the list of the EC2 instances. That's it. He cannot create, he cannot rename that EC2 instance, nothing. So for now, we'll just give Amazon EC2 full access. Just select it and go down, click on this, next. Review. Yeah, just we'll give this. Type of the policy, AWS managed. That means it is not a custom policy. Fine. Permission used as permission policy. Just click on this add permissions in orange color. Yeah. One policy added. Fine. Now, this, if you want to create your custom policies, you should write the code in a JSON format. See here how it will be. Just click on this. You can see this. So this is the code. This is the code in JSON format. We need to write here. So it will come by practice. Don't worry. Now, please don't, in the beginning stage, don't try to create custom policies and all. It's not required. So very rarely you will need. Fine. Now, let me just log out from my root user. I will log in with dev01 user. We'll see. And now, one sec. Yeah, this is the one. Just take this. Yes, I have two CSV files, so that is the reason that also. So in your case, copy in your case, so then you know. Just log in with this URL. Here now, IAM username dev01. Yes. Now I have just changed that password in the first sign in. 3, 4. Now sign in. Yes. Now what we will do, we'll just try to access EC2 instances. Now go to this search bar and type EC2. Yeah, click on the select this EC2. Go to dashboard. See here, now you can see 4 instances are there. So earlier, before attaching these policies, so we were not able to see all these instances, 4 and volumes and these things, running instances, nothing. Now let's go to this running instance. I will stop this running instance. You can create, if you want to create, it will allow you to, because we give full access, full EC2 access. Yeah. So this is the way to create a new user and to attach the policies. For example, this guy belongs to development team. That is the reason we give this EC2 permissions. If this guy belongs to the database team, we give S3 access. Not exactly. So whatever permissions they requested, we have to give. If you want to give S3 access, same way you can just give S3 access. Fine. Now let us see the groups. What are the groups and how to create the groups? What is the use of groups? We'll see. See here, just sign out. Let me sign out from this dev1 user. And now I will log in with my root user. See here, again, just select this root user option. Root user. This is my root user. And sign in password. Just give the password, sign in, and MFA code. You will get this MFA code in our mobile authenticator. It's 896-533. If you have any doubts on these sessions, you can just put in a comment section. I will respond to that. So whenever I'm free. Yeah, this is root user, Prasad AWS. Fine. Now go to IAM. Yeah. Now, how to create groups and what is the use of groups? For example, just sometime back, we created one user that is dev01. Today, I got one request from my manager to create one user for new developer, new joinee in development group. Tomorrow, I will get again 2 more requests, 3 more requests, 10 requests to create 10 user IDs for new joinees in development group, new developers. Fine. Again, same way, I will get 10 more requests from database team. They need different access. DB team need different access. For example, they need S3 access or RDS access. RDS is the database service in AWS. I will just explain in RDS concept, RDS video. Fine. So like this, if I want to, again, from DevOps team, I will get one more request. And again, from testing team, I will. So like this, I will be getting different kind of requests to create a users. And I need to give a different types of permissions to those users. As per their requirement, I have to give. Instead of giving these permissions to individual users, I can do one thing. To make my work easy, I can create one group for development team. Also, I can create one more group for a DB team. I can create one more team for DevOps team like this. Just now I created one dev01 user ID for developer. Instead of giving this EC2, I gave this EC2 permission to that dev01. Instead of giving individually, I can add this policy. I can give this permission to development group itself. Once I give this permission to development group, if I add any user to that group, so by default, automatically that user will get that permissions. That permissions will be applicable for all the users who are in that group. So that's then. Tomorrow, if I get another request from the development team, I can just simply create a user and I will add to that development group. We'll see how to do that. Yeah, user groups. Click on this user groups. Group name. No group is there. Now create a group. user group name. I will give dev group. I'll give dev group. Fine. Now, yeah, if you want, see, already developer is here, dev1, dev01. You can just add that. You can just select and see, add users to the group. If you don't add any users also, just simply you can create an empty group. Then again, you can add afterward. Create user group, dev group user created. Now, see, permissions not defined, nothing. Just click on this group. Yeah, permission same. Add if you want to add users, you can add. And now permissions, same like this. Click on here. We have already seen attach policies. Now I will give EC2 access. EC2. As EC2. Select Amazon EC2 full access. Attach policies. Yes. Now what I will do, I will just add some users to this. Okay, fine. Just go to this users and add users. Here, dev1 is there already. Already dev1 user is having access, EC2 access, but still again, you can add user. Fine. Now, what I will do, let's assume that I got one more request from my manager to create user ID for another developer. Now, how I will do, see, go to users, create user, and dev02. That means developer 02. Dev02, and select this auto-generated password. Yeah, next. You have seen that. Yeah, now see here, add user to group. I will just simply select this group and see, sometime back when I created a only user, when I was giving access, when I was giving permissions to that individual users, I've selected this attach policies directly. Now it's not required. Just remember this. If you add that user into this group, automatically that dev2 user will get EC2 access because he is in this group. I have added dev2 user into dev group. Already I gave EC2 access to dev group. So that is the reason automatically he will get that access. Review and create. Just that's it. Create user. Yeah, that's it. Tomorrow, if I get another 10 requests to create 10 user IDs for new joinees in development team, I will do the same. So dev3, dev4, dev5, dev6 like this, dev10, and I will add simply that users into this dev group. Same like this. If I get any request from this database team, I will create one more group for database DB group. I will just add. See, for example, I will just show you that also. Let it do easy to use. Otherwise, yeah. Go to IAM. Yeah, go to IAM. Go to user groups, and so otherwise, directly what we can do, go to users. Let's assume that I got a request from my manager to create a user IDs for database team DB01, and select it and click on the next. Yeah, add user to group. There is no group yet. Create group. You can just create group here. Yeah, user group name DB group. You can do like this also. Again, here only I will just select the policy S3, Amazon S3. Just here like this, Amazon S3 full access. Just select it, create user group. That's it. See how simple it is. Now you just send this data loop. Next, review and create. See here clearly, cross-check. DB01 username is auto-generated password. Yes, required. Permission summary. So DB group. We're not going to add this user into the DB group, we give S3 full access to this DB groups. That is the reason no need to give again S3 access to this user. This guy will get S3 full access automatically because I have added this user to this DB group. Okay, just create user. That's it. We'll just save this download CSV file, and we'll share this file and this credentials to this user. Sorry. Yeah, now I hope you understood how to create a users and groups and how to add users into the groups and how to attach the policies to users and groups. Fine. If you have any doubt, please mention in the comment section. I will just reply to your questions and concerns when I'm free. Fine. And last topic is roles. This, as I told you in theory part, I'm not going in depth in roles now. I'm not going in a practical part in roles because so when it comes in future videos, I will show you how to create a roles and how to do that. But just for your information. So whenever you want to integrate one service with another service, for example, if you want to integrate S3 with EC2, otherwise, if you want to create any pipelines within the cloud or outside of the cloud, you need some temporary access. You need some special permissions. For that, you can create roles. Fine. So when it comes that situation, I will just create and show you. Fine. This, please subscribe my channel to get more technical videos, and also please like this video and share with your friends and anybody who wants to learn AWS free of cost. So you can just help them. Thank you. See you on next video.